Hi, good evening. Welcome to another edition of Neighborhood News. It's Tuesday night again.
Yes, it's Tuesday nights, Channel 95, 7 o'clock, and we're back with one more show of Neighborhood News. And for the Portuguese community, like always, sejam bem-vindos a mais Notícia da Sua Vizinhança. É terça-feira, Canal 95, 7 horas da noite. Nós estamos aqui com mais um programa. Se por acaso está-nos a ver neste momento e não é terça-feira, é porque está a ver um programa que está a ser repetido. Portanto, procure pelo nosso novo programa na próxima terça-feira às 7 horas da noite. And again, if you're seeing this show and it's not Tuesday night, it's because you're watching a repeat show. So look for our new show next Tuesday at 7 o'clock here on Channel 95. John?
Yep, different set this time, right?
Yes,
a little bit different.
Yes, we have a lot of guests this time, and I love a full house. And you want to start by introduce them?
Sure, I can introduce them. I'm going to remember the names, hopefully, because I'm terrible with
I
names.
hope so.
But, yeah, everybody probably knows City Councilor Linda Pereira.
Thank you for having us on.
And we have Michele, Karen, and Christine. And I think I got it right.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
And believe it or not, Linda's here, but we promise we're not going to talk politics. I wish we could talk politics, but we're not going to, today we're not going to talk politics.
And I will come back anytime to talk politics. But tonight, we're here to talk about the Fall River Ride to Remember. And the Fall River Ride to Remember happened because of two special people. One, Bob Tavares, whose brother Charles was killed in the service. And there is a monument down at Turner Park for his brother, Charles Tavares, and also for Russell Smith. And Don Orban, a friend of Bob's, was there when we had the ceremony of erecting a plaque. And he was very moved at the entire ceremony. Don had been involved in an accident and was recuperating and having therapy, etc., and just struggling with that. And he was watching TV and saw a number of servicemen coming home from the service. And some were amputees. And he thought, by God, if they have the drive and the courage to go on, so do I. So last year, he and Bob put together a motorcycle run to raise money. It was a very rainy day and the attendance wasn't as good as you'd like it to be. So this year a group of us got together to try to help out. It's a wonderful, wonderful committee. Karen is the co-chair of the committee. Michele is our secretary, and Christine is our treasurer. There are also a number of other people, and maybe Karen can give you a list of some of the members that are working with us on this great.
Drew Almeida.
Was
Yeah.
an IT guy.
He's our IT guy.
Bill Damaris.
Bill Damaris. He's our public relations person. Oh my God.
Chuck Gregory.
Chuck Gregory. Chuck Gregory is our media person, yes.
Cool.
And Don Orban, and obviously Bob Tavares.
Kathy.
They're not here tonight
Right.
because they're at
Right.
another neighborhood.
Kathy Lamoth, she's our vendor coordinator.
Cool.
And Don would have been here with Bob tonight, but what they're doing is they're going around to all of the neighborhood groups when
Yes.
you have meetings to let people know about the bike run and what we're having. We've also extended to all of the neighborhood groups that do so much for the city to allow them all to put up a table, because after the run, there's going to be a fun activity for families. And all of the neighborhood groups have been asked to put up a table, and we're just asking that you can speak about your neighborhood, try to get people involved, and also to do some sort of a kid activity, an activity for youth. But there are other things. Could you go over what the mission of this is?
I'll do it. Fall River Ride to Remember's mission is to remember, honor, and give tribute to each and every veteran, their families, their loved ones. They are the true heroes.
And some of the bike run will be on May the 18th. The picture you see on the screen now is a picture that will be on the T-shirt. That design will be on our T-shirt. And the T-shirts, they have sponsors' names written on the back of the T-shirts. Do you know how much those sponsors, Christine?
The sponsors start at $100. Of course, you can always give a lot more, you know, and they will get a full on the back of the T-shirt, depending on how the tiers go. You can give up to 500, whichever you prefer. But for every sponsor, they will definitely have a place.
And I know Don came to our neighborhood meeting. Wasn't there something about somebody that was a veteran? You could somehow sponsor a veteran on there?
Yes,
Can
you
you talk
can.
about what would that be on the T-shirt or?
Yeah, and
Okay.
also the sponsor book.
Okay, cool.
You
So
can
that's,
put a memory, like the sponsor book is a small 5x7, maybe a little bit smaller. It holds 3 business-size cards on it, so each card could go in, instead of it just being business, a memory of a loved one, or a veteran. Anyone can put in the sponsor book. It was $25 for a business card size, $50 for half page, or $100 for a full page.
And I think you can also put a picture,
Yes.
if I'm correct, or,
Yes.
and if you want to write a little memoir.
Of your loved one, yeah.
Well,
That's
yeah,
good.
that's what I'm doing for my dad.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And it's interesting because all of the people that are involved in this know someone, whether a family member, close friend, or someone who has been in the military, is a veteran. Like for me, my dad was a World War II Navy guy. So it's very special for me to participate in something like this for veterans because I hold a special place in my heart and know some of the sufferings. And I used to go with my dad to all of his Navy reunions, which was a great opportunity to meet World War II vets and some who were, you know, in the Pearl Harbor situation, and to hear stories right out of the mouths of babes. Christine has a story too. What's
Yvonne Cyr, she, in 1944, she had 10 children. She's a family member. She had 7 boys who all went into the military, the Army. They all served in World War II at the same time.
Wow.
The oldest one, Emil, he passed on. He died in France. On the day that he was buried, her youngest son joined. So all her boys were serving at the same time, and it was just her and the rest of her children at home. Luckily, they all came back. There are 2 still alive now, but I couldn't imagine what she went to church every day and prayed, and just prayed and prayed. You know, I know that there's a story, Karen was telling me about the Sullivan brothers, that they stopped that, where the family members, all your family members are in the service, but unfortunately at that time, all her boys were in the service. You know,
what a tribute.
yes.
That is-
Karen,
My dad is a veteran of World War II and Korea. My uncles were, one was a Marine, one was an Army. My dad was a Navy guy. My husband's a Marine. My stepson is a Marine. He's going to be retiring next year. He's 20 years. And he did 2 tours of Iraq and 1 of Afghanistan, and he was injured on his first tour in Iraq. Luckily, he's okay today and still serving. So there's a lot of military in my life, too.
Karen told us a great story. Karen's mother-in-law was Juliet Lambert Raposa, who many of us know, who was a member of the school committee, and a wonderful lady. And when she passed away, how many days after a week?
It was 3 weeks before my stepson, Jimmy, stepped out of his vehicle, put his sunglasses on, and the truck exploded. He said he felt a presence around him and felt that's what saved him, and we all believe it was Juliet.
Nice story.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, all the stories are very touching. I can't imagine having one child away, let alone having several children.
Yeah.
And I could understand the need to be at church every day and pray that God keeps them safe. And Michele?
Well, my dad, he was in World War II, into the Army Air Force, and he was shot out of a plane over Czechoslovakia. He was caught, and he was a POW, MIA for quite some time. He had to endure the death march was kept in German, the Stalag, and it was very scary for him. He did make it back, obviously. Unfortunately, he passed away last year. But I had gone to all of his reunions, his World War II reunions. I got a letter in the mail the other day that the last one is this year in Texas, because there's too many of the people that were in the war that are dying off. My daughter, she did 4 years in Durfee, ROTC. She went right into the Marines at 17 years old, and she's a gunnery sergeant now, and she's been to Afghanistan. It's quite scary when she goes overseas, but I'm very proud of her. And there's so many people that, you know, this ride is meant to touch so many people, and I think it's just going to be a really special time.
There's a way that you can register for this on the internet. We do have a website up.
It's,
Karen, you know more about the
yeah,
website.
it's FR Ride, numeral number 2, remember, at Weebly.com. And you can also go to our Facebook page, and there's a button on our Facebook page to prepay and register also.
And can somebody bring us into the May 18 and tell us what's going to happen and times and what people can
Sure.
expect
Sure.
if they want to participate, how they can participate?
Okay. The run is May 18th. There is a rain date for June 1st. And I want everybody to remember there is a rain date for June 1st. We're going to have music, vendors, food. We have door prizes, raffles. We have special activities for the children. We're going to have those bouncy houses and some ponies for the children and games. We have a DJ. We have a band coming. There will be a ceremony just before we take off on the bikes. Doves will be released. We
I will
have,
tell you, Doves by Paula.
yes.
I have had a lot of ceremonies, veterans, other ceremonies, weddings, even at funerals, that the doves have been released. And just to see the doves, it's amazing. And quite amazingly, pigeons have a lot to do with the war, because pigeons would be the carriers of getting information back and forth. So it's nice to have that aspect there as well. What time does can people start to arrive?
Registration for that day begins at 9 a.m. And
it's
anybody,
where?
Excuse me?
Where?
We're at the Liberal Club on 20 Star Street
Liberal
here
Club.
in Fall River. And there's a ceremony at 10:30, and at 11 o'clock, the kickstands go up, and we go on a ride. All the motorcycles go on a ride it's about 45 minutes to an hour. And when we come back, while we are gone, actually, the music will be going on. There'll be free pastries and coffee. And when we come back, there'll be hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza, and lots of music. The raffles will go on. There's a door prize. There's just a lot of things.
And
So even if you don't have a motorcycle,
You can
you
go.
still can participate.
come on down and you can participate. They're giving awards for 3, Michelle, the names of the bikes, American, you know,
I'm not sure
It's,
of that.
what is it?
It's American custom
American
and
custom
Foreign.
Foreign.
American Custom and
Foreign
Foreign.
Bike Show.
There will
Yeah.
be a prize given. So you can come on down and look at all the motorcycles that are there and vote on, you know, the best in the American division or in foreign or custom. And some of the bikes are
Just amazing.
beautiful. We saw one the other day, it was like a pearl white bike that was absolutely gorgeous. So it's for everybody, and it's for the kids.
The children,
All
too.
the ride, there's hot dogs and hamburgers that we got donated, Dunkin' Donuts, thanks to the Globe, Four Corners Dunkin' Donuts. They've given us coffee for the morning. We have pastries. Baker shops have been really, really helpful at donating. That's one thing about Fall River.
Yes.
And I know everybody's always negative on Fall River, but I've got to tell you, when you do something like this with a group of people, and you go out and you ask for donations, you always get business owners that are always willing to donate, willing to help out, and this is just a great cause, great cause.
I would like to also mention that the donations from this bike run will benefit the Veterans Association on Pine Street.
Excellent. That was a question I was going to ask, so thank you.
So it's many ways that the public can participate. We have the books that people can put
The books are going to be handed
dedication.
out to everybody.
Exactly,
every
but people
person.
can participate buying space on
Yes,
those books,
yes.
ads. It's another way to participate is with the T-shirts
Right.
that
Yes.
the donations can put their names,
Right.
business, or
And anybody that makes a donation for a T-shirt, they get a free T-shirt.
okay.
You want a T-shirt?
I want a T-shirt. We will
Yes,
talk
you
like
business. And then at the park, is going to be anything that people going to have to purchase to help the cause too? You guys will be selling anything
We
there
have
at the park?
vendors coming, Minuteman motorcycle, Sensei candles, Murphy's cycle. We have a photographer coming, take pictures of everyone. Another one is a lady's coming to give cheesecake samples. We have about 30 vendors that are coming,
Okay.
30 different
There's
businesses.
jewelry that's gonna be sold.
Jewelry, yeah.
And all of those vendors pay for a booth.
Space, yes, a space.
To be able to come and sell, so that's another
Yeah.
fundraising thing. And of course, the activities for the kids, we'll
The
have pony
kids.
rides
Right.
and the bounces. We want to make it family-friendly.
It's free to.
I put on Facebook when Don approached me, and matter of fact, that's why they're not here today, because they are on Maplewood, a neighborhood association today, and they will be on our neighborhood association a week from today, I believe, or the following week, the last Wednesday. They're going to be on
April
our
30th.
neighborhood, yes, April 30th. But what I want to say is that after we have talked, I announced on Facebook page, the neighborhood Facebook page, that we're going to be there with a table, and we're going to be doing the free face painting for kids.
great.
We have a lot of that we have to pass on, a lot of dates, a lot of events on our neighborhood that we want to reach out. But at the same time, we posted that people can, if you have kids, they're looking for a face painting, stop on our table, and we're going to be doing that. I have like 3 girls, they love to do that, and every time that I can get them involved, they love it. So yes, definitely, we're going to be there with the table, and we're going to be trying to help out as much we can. But on the vendor side, if somebody wants, if a business wants to purchase a space there at the park, are we still available?
Yes.
Space is
Yes,
available
they're
for?
still available through April 30th.
30, right, the last day.
Yeah, because then after we really have to organize. I mean, we won't turn anybody away if they come after April 30th, but that's our goal, is to have everything pretty much set by then.
Okay.
I'd like to mention that also people can donate gift cards or just monetary, just cash alone if they'd like. And I'd also like to give you the prices of registration. Pre-registration, if you do it online, is $15 per bike and $5 per passenger. Day of is $20 per bike and $5 per passenger. Anybody that walks in can buy tickets. They're $1 a ticket for food. And like I said, we will have hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza, and whatever else anybody else wants to donate.
I mean, there's another example of a business helping out. Want to talk about the pizza?
Domino's
Promotion.
Pizza, Carlos from the Pleasant Street Domino's Pizza, he actually has, Tucker Street is also one of his stores, and he has one in Taunton. He has donated the pizzas for the day, however many we need, and he has also taken these little business-type cards, and he's putting them in the boxes of the pizza, so when they're delivered, everyone is getting one of these.
Carlos Ferreira is very patient.
Yes.
You know, everybody that knocks on his door, he
Yeah.
just gives
Yes.
pizza away. He's a
think that
very
that's
nice
what it is.
person.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why we call this the Fall River Ride to Remember.
remember.
It's not just a ride to remember.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Fall River Ride to Remember because it's a community thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting the neighborhoods involved, and we're even going beyond that, you know, to the entire county. And I think that that's what you try to do. You try to branch out and showcase Fall River as a community that works together for a good cause. Oftentimes, people don't see that.
Right.
So something like this really brings that to the forefront, that, you know, we're all working for a great cause to help veterans, to show veterans that they are truly appreciated. I mean, I have a pattern of, and I've done it as long as I can remember, but if I see somebody with a veteran hat on, or a military hat, and a World War II hat, or Vietnam, or Gulf War, I always say to that person, hey, thank you so much for your service. And the other day, I said it to a gentleman who was walking downtown. I was walking by him, and I tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, thank you so much for your service. And he looked at me and he said, you know what? Nobody's ever thanked me. Thank you for thanking me. I said, maybe nobody's ever said thank you, but I'm sure when they've walked by and they've seen that hat, I know in here they're thanking you. Because really, look at this country. We would not be as free and able to do the things that we do in this country if it weren't for
You know,
veterans.
it's
and
funny
people
that you said that about the veterans saying that nobody said thank you, because my dad's biggest thing, he would hardly talk about the war, he would just break down and cry. But towards maybe a year before he died, he talked more about it. And he said, nobody ever said thank you to me.
Really?
He was 88 years old. The Herald News did a beautiful article, and they put "Thank you, Leo" on the front page for my dad, and they, you know, it helped the family, and it also brought closure to me
Sure.
for his little outburst of crying about nobody ever said thank you. My father came home from the war in the belly of a aircraft carrier.
I mean, I understand that a lot of these people have more trouble after they come back than really when they go through war.
It's
You know,
true.
and
It's
it's
true.
so much going on, and some of them, they need so much help, they cannot afford to have it. And when you have a 28-year-old saying that my 4-year-old saved my life when she walked into my room, it's, you know what I'm saying? This is somebody that really needs help, and a lot of these people is just that thank you is help.
It
It's like
really
a closure for them, what they need to hear, you know. So it's
I think that's why we are benefiting the Veterans Association of Bristol County, because they really do help.
They
help
really do.
You know, they help even outside Bristol County. If somebody comes from another county and they need help, they'll help them any way they can.
I must say that I am extremely, extremely happy to have Ray Haig as head of the Veterans Office in Fall River. He has done a stellar job doing all that he can for veterans. I mean, I have seen him early in the morning, late at night, doing things that need to be done, always willing to help out. He's not a 9-to-5 veterans agent. He's a 24-hour-a-day veteran agent, and, you know, worth every penny and beyond. And just, I have to say that I like when a department head runs a department the way
Right.
he runs a department. Because he's not doing it for the paycheck he's getting it, he's doing it for what's in here. And you can tell, and you can absolutely tell with him.
I went to see him in regards to down by Centennial Park, they have the memorial.
Right.
So, 2 of the brothers have the stone there. So I thought, it would be nice to have all the brothers' names in stone. So I went to see how you go about doing it, and he surprised me. He said, give me all the information, find out from their DD 214, you know, their release date and all that, and he's actually gonna put them all together. When all the stones are, instead of everyone going around, you know, he's actually gonna dig up the other 2 and then put them all together in one area, and hopefully Memorial Day, they will have them all in there for
But
me.
see, that's exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. He does
He went above.
that extra. He
Yeah.
goes above. Whenever he calls me to help out at a veteran event, he knows I'm right there. Don't ask me twice. If you need me, I'm here.
Right there.
We also are having the Gold Star mothers
Yep.
come. I don't know how you deal with the loss of a child. I just don't know. And there is a wonderful group of Gold Star mothers in Fall River. Really,
There is.
we're blessed that they're so involved, and I think that they know that we support them 150%.
I approached them during our show, our Christmas show, and I had the idea of getting some greetings from overseas, from the kids to the families over here, so we could shoot during the opening of the Christmas show. But it was already too late to do it, but that's something that I'm really looking forward to do this year.
That would be great.
For the show. You remember that we have the cadets there
Right, right.
opening the show. It was included, it was part of that number from the cadets was for the soldiers to contact the families and give them the greetings.
And we have the cadets are going to be participating in this.
Yes.
Members of the Sheriff's Department are going to be participating in this. So, there are lots of people. It'll be a real fun ride. It's a great route that they have tracked out.
Where are they going to be riding?
We're going to ride out of Fall River through Freetown, Berkeley, Lakeville,
Oh, okay.
and then come back into Fall River.
Okay. So this is your second annual?
Yes.
Yes.
So, and will you think you folks will always give to the Veterans Center on Pine Street, or would it be, because like you were saying about those bricks, my grandfather was in
Right.
World War II, my
Right.
father-in-law, I think that's great.
Yes.
It's like something that you can go back and see, and it pays tribute to them, because I
Right.
think a lot of World War II vets,
We
they were from
have
that great generation.
we
and,
have talked about that. I think we want to see how this year goes. From last year to this year, it's far bigger.
Okay.
So we have talked about maybe in the future we would donate some of the profits to somewhere else.
Okay.
But for this year, it's
Yeah.
the association
Yeah,
of Bristol
great.
County. So, but it
I
is in the
did,
back of our minds.
I did a brick for my dad and a brick for his World War II buddy, Cornelius Murphy, who lived in the South End. It's funny, he always tells me that I'm his most favorite Irish uncle. And he's, my dad has passed away, and I still go out to lunch with Mr. Murphy and his wife. And I got bricks for them, and they put them side by side, and when I brought them to see it, they were just
Right.
tears in their eyes. They didn't know that I had done it for them. But so I would encourage
So-
everybody, please come on down, May 18th. Come down, come for a ride. If not, come down and enjoy the festivities, look at the vendors that are there, dance to the music that we have, and bring the kids down and
Come
I
and
would
have fun.
come and have fun. And I would like to thank Carlos and John for allowing
No problem.
the
And
ladies and I to come
we will
down.
be there, and we already put an invitation to our neighborhood to visit our table and come down to the event. And we'll be back next week with another neighborhood news.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.